Record lovers, are you ready for something new?
Record lovers is new. I like that.
Yeah. Like, you got to change it up every once
Not
in a while.
vinyl crew, not vinyl peeps, but record lovers.
lovers.
I'm ready. Are you?
You ready to roll?
What we should talk about what we're doing first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ready to roll?
I am. I'm ready to roll. Stones.
Rolling Stones top 5. Now, we've got to be pretty honest here. We've done a top 10, and on purpose, we did not go back and see what our top 10 was for that.
Yeah, that was like 2 months ago. I couldn't even tell you what that was.
We've slept, we've done other things.
Music is organic. It changes with time. It changes with your mood, what's going on in your life, how much sleep? How
Yeah,
much
man.
sleep? How much sleep you've had? How many gummies you've eaten? All of that factors in to what you like. Now, we want to remind you guys to go to our YouTube channel, to subscribe, to comment, to like, to share. Give us ideas for more of these top 5 showdowns that you'd like to see. Anything else?
No, that's it. Because, and we had somebody mention on one other show, we did the Kiss top 5, and they're like, they want to see the unmasked top 5.
Oh, we will definitely do a non-makeup era Kiss top 5. I mean, I've already got it right here. Yeah.
Good.
There's great Kiss music when they didn't have the makeup on. We're talking about the Rolling Stones, though. And number 6 on the Rolling Stones top 5 is the Vinyl Ventures record. What is your number 5, Wheels? Because,
Number 5. Number 5.
yes,
Some Girls.
it's a great record, great cover. I love everything about this record.
The 14th studio album from the band.
What year was it?
1978.
Oh my gosh, I would have guessed it was earlier than that. Yeah, it's a great record. It's within that time that their high creative period, and it's kind of toward the end of that.
It's really toward the end.
I think 80 would be the end.
Yeah.
Really, with Tattoo You, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they knew who they were. They knew what they were. I think by this point in their career, at the end of the 70s, the Beatles, they'd been gone for almost a decade. They had their own identity. They weren't they are constantly compared to the Beatles, but I feel like as time went on, they broke loose of those Beatles comparisons.
Yeah, and especially with touring, because their tours in 75 and 77 were just phenomenal tours.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, they were road dogs.
Yeah, they were road dogs, and they were this thing had 4 singles.
What were they?
Miss You, Beast of Burden,
I miss you too.
Respectable,
Ooh,
and Should Do Be Shattered. Just Shattered.
Shadoobie. Great songs. And also in 78, kind of mixing in some of that disco with Shattered and Miss You. And I can't imagine what it was like to be a Rolling Stone in the 70s in New York City.
Oh, yeah. They were living the high life.
Fun was had. That's a great number 5. Number 4. What do you
got
think?
it?
I got it.
Number 4. Now, this is where it gets murky.
Let It Bleed.
Let It Bleed. Let It Bleed. And I mean, I could easily be persuaded to move Let It Bleed up. And there's really only one single from Let It Bleed. That's one of the reasons I kind of put it in this position.
It's such a good song, though.
Yeah, it is a great song.
Give Me Shelter. Fantastic song. One.
That wasn't even the single.
Well, Sympathy was, right?
No.
Or no?
Let It Bleed.
Oh, okay. Why would the other two not be a single from this?
They're on Beggar's Banquet.
Well, we're going to have to edit that out.
Give Me Shelter's on this. Midnight Rambler's on this.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Monkey Man, Country Honk, they're I don't know why they only had one single from this, but that's all they had.
It was, what year was this? It was 69. A lot of bands weren't putting singles out at that point. Pink Floyd was not. Led Zeppelin was not. Albums were what the record companies wanted people to buy, but then the singles era did come in after that. It is really interesting to.
And this album's such a kind of a bizarre album for the Stones, because this is when the founding member, Brian Jones, was fired during the recording sessions, replaced with Mick Taylor, and Jones died before the album even came out.
Yeah. Sad.
Which is kind of
story.
It's a weird situation.
There's a lot of weird situations in the history
Yes.
of a band that's been around for 62 years,
Yeah.
63 years. Yeah, for sure. That's a good number 4 though, because I think Gimme Shelter is like up there in the pantheon of great Stones.
Yeah, there's some
songs.
great songs on this that just weren't singles.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make any sense.
And we've talked about the weirdness of the clock, the film canister, the bike tire, the cake.
Yeah.
Just, it's interesting what a mind will do on mind-altering drugs.
Yes. So that's
Number 4.
4.
Right. Oh, yeah, I gotcha.
Okay.
Number 3.
Number 3,
I don't know what your number 3 is. Yep.
Beggar's Banquet.
That's what I have. Too.
Yeah.
Great record. Great cover. I love this version of the cover, but I like the other version of the cover.
I like the toilet version.
Of course you do. Just another one in this string of really, really good records.
Yeah, but this is the Decca version, the UK version.
UK version. Because you were buying so many imports, right?
Yeah.
And this has what I know is probably Wheel's favorite song by anybody. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Sympathy for the Devil opens this up. Dear Doctor, Parachute Woman, Street Fighting Man, Prodigal Son, Stray Cat Blues.
Street Fighting Man's the other single. Street Fighting
so
Man
good.
and Sympathy are the 2 singles.
It's pretty solid 1-2
Yeah.
punch from this record. It's fantastic. Again, the Stones never planted. I mean, they do what they do. They play dirty, gritty, grimy blues rock, but they never planted their feet and stayed in one place.
No.
And for a band that's been around, as long as they have, that's very respectable. So I don't think I have Beggar's Banquet, but I'll tell you
really?
what, if I get it, I'm going to get the toilet cover.
Yeah, the toilet cover is the one to get. Well, I'm going to get the deluxe version. I'm just kind of waiting for the price to settle a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this came out in 68.
So
and,
this was right before Let It Bleed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, I know this is subjective, but on any given day, my favorite Stones song or Beatles song is going to change for sure. Like we said at the beginning.
And it really kicked off the high creative period.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So that's number 3. Number 2
Number 2,
is Exile.
Exile on Main Street.
I'm going to turn it around. Yeah, the weird guy with the pool balls in his mouth on the cover. And this is another really, really great album by the band. It's
a double.
It's
It
a
came
double.
out in 72. And I think it was their first double studio
really?
release.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they had collections that were double, but this was their first double studio release.
Yeah, yeah. And this has probably my favorite Stones song on it, Tumblin' Dice.
Yeah, this is the Stones at their gritty, bluesiest period ever.
Right. And, hey, let's do a double album. Why not, right? This, like you said, this came out in 1972. Rocks Off is another one of the really great songs on this.
And again, only Tumblin' Dice and Happy were the 2 singles.
Yeah.
Which is weird considering how many great songs are on this.
Yeah. And like we've said before, the cover artwork and the different stuff graphically on the inside here is just really, really great. It kind of perpetuates a mystique around this band. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really does.
They were marching to the beat of their own drum for sure.
Yeah.
And ask me tomorrow, this one might not even be in the top 5.
Yeah, but I mean, to think that at this point in their career, they're going to wind the clock back and get back to their blues stuff.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a risk.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of like, it kind of reminds me sort of that blues album they did before Hackney Diamonds. What was it called?
Lonesome and Blue?
Blue and Lonesome.
Blue
yeah.
and Lonesome.
Yeah. I mean, those were cover tunes, but really them kind of dipping their feet back into those blues roots that they came from. I mean, they were the biggest proponents of these old blues, Howlin' Wolf and all of these old blues guys that had been basically forgotten by America.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are one of the big reasons why we are still talking about all these blues greats.
Oh, yeah.
So if that's number 2, Exile, I would say today, I would say Sticky Fingers would be
Sticky Fingers
number 1.
or Aftermath.
Well,
No.
Aftermath is absolutely an important record in their oeuvre, if you will. I think I do remember talking about this on the Top 10 show.
Yeah.
That this is kind of what made the Stones the Stones. This has Paint It Black on it. You've got the UK version.
Yeah,
here.
so I don't have that.
So you don't have Paint It Black on it. I wouldn't argue with you.
No, I don't even think it sits outside the top 5.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's funny. I thought you were going to pull Endless River out again.
That would be good. No, it's got to be Sticky Fingers.
Yeah, just like a infamous album for the cover alone. For the troubles that they had manufacturing, shipping, and keeping the album in stock and not messing up the other albums. But the songs on this are so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is another Stones album that had another cover.
Yeah. Yep. And the other cover, I think, is cool.
Is super cool.
But it's definitely a little...
well, I guess that was the Spanish issue.
The Spanish cover with the can and the fingers in the can. Yeah.
It's creepy.
It is. But, this 1971, so it falls in that creative period.
It's right in the high creative period.
You've got Brown Sugar on this.
One of the singles.
Wild Horses.
The other single.
How can you go wrong?
Yeah. It's really the Stones just being full on Rolling Stones.
Yeah. And I've always looked at this. There's always the talk of Beatles, Stones. Why not both is what I say. But I always looked at the Beatles as like an album band and the Stones as a singles band. And, we've gone through each of these 5, and there are at least 2 really great songs on each of these albums. And that's the mark of a really great band. I mean, how hard is it to have a hit or a song that people consider great on any album? And they just do it time and time again.
And I mean, the funny thing is, after they replaced Brian Jones with Mick Taylor, they had some of their best work.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people say he was like the piece that held the band together.
Yeah. And he wasn't with the band a terribly long time, which is amazing.
I think he was with them until 74.
Yeah.
So 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a great number 1 and a great choice. It's always fun to do this exercise where we talk about a band's best 5 albums. And like we said, if we do it tomorrow, it might be different. But we want you guys to communicate with us. Tell us what bands you'd like to see top 5s done on, and share with us your top 5 Rolling Stones albums because, there's a bunch of them.
There's a bunch of them, and the lists are going to be different.
Yeah. So please communicate with us on our social media. Tell us what you'd like to see. That right there is John Wheeler, and I'm Jay Rich, and we'll see you all the next time around.